I gonna get shit for this video? I'm probably gonna get a lot of shit for this video.
A few moments later.
You're a spoiled rich girl who isn't really that smart. So I'm less of a Kenyan because I'm in the UK right now. Rich kids of KE. We have it easy. School, work, finances, etc. We should be thriving effortlessly. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm kind of scared to do this video, to be honest. It's one I've wanted to do for so long because the whole topic of Kenyans abroad is like, it's like a thing. I see it a lot on Kenyan Twitter. I see it a lot on just social media where Kenyans at home, Kenyans back at Kenya, really kind of have a lot of things to say about those of us abroad. So I thought I would take to my Instagram and ask what you guys' assumptions are about those of us abroad, whether we're here to study or those who just live here. I got a lot of responses, so thank you for those of you guys that follow my Instagram. If you don't already, follow my Instagram, link in the description. This video is mainly gonna focus on Kenya because that is where most of my audience are from, but I also did say that people from any other countries can participate because I have a feeling, especially in African countries, it's similar. So don't feel excluded if you're not from Kenya. I'm just doing it specifically to Kenya because of my audience, if you get what I mean. I was reading through these earlier and I was like, so I have two sides. I have the side of the Kenyans saying what they think of those of us abroad, and I also have those of us abroad saying the assumptions that we get from Kenyans at home. Okay, so I'm gonna start with what the people at home think about those of us abroad. The first one I can see in capital letters is rich kids of KE. How did y'all get there? Was it your parents' study plan for you from kindergarten? Also, the same assumption is you need to be rich to sustain high-end living, especially in UK, USA, Canada, and Australia. This is basically gonna be the general theme of the video because most of the responses were like, you're rich, nah. That's not necessarily true. It's the biggest misconception and most common misconception about those who live abroad or study abroad. People can literally be studying abroad through scholarships, or their parents are working really hard to send them to these countries. Plus, I know so many students who need to get a job to help out and pay for the fees because, of course, we're not gonna sugarcoat it. The fees are friggin' expensive, like so expensive. It's actually ridiculous how expensive it is. So I understand why people think that you need to be rich to study or to live here, but not everyone that studies here is rich or super rich, but it does mean that, yeah, you need to provide the funds to be here if you're here to study. But like I said, people are here on scholarship, people work minimum wage jobs just to help out their parents because not everyone is in that position to afford coming here. But obviously they're the rich of the rich of the rich here. Yes, like I am not going to disregard that. There are some very well-off people here as well. And they also asked, was it your parents' study plan from kindergarten? I mean, for me, yes, to be honest. That's always been my reality. It's what we work towards. But for a lot of people, like it's either you stay in Kenya or you go abroad. It's not really like planned from the beginning. Another assumption is you have to know somebody abroad or connections to go. No, all you need is literally a visa, which is like annoying to get, but that's all you need. Another assumption is that it is easier for them, people abroad, to get job opportunities at a higher pay back in their home country. That is a big reason why a lot of us come here, is to get better opportunities when we go back. Okay, I might get crucified in the comments, but I think that it is still like that in Kenya, where if employers see that you went to university abroad, it's more attractive to them them, because, you know, they see it as levels of education here are higher than back home. That's how they see it. So I guess so. But at the same time, I feel like universities in Kenya, in Nairobi especially now, are becoming more competitive and have higher standards. If you look at like USIU or Strathmore, I think, I don't know, I'm not sure, but yeah. Next. So someone says when Kenyans go abroad, they form a mini Kenya where they move to. This is true, especially I think it's the biggest in the UK. A lot of you would have noticed that there are a lot of Kenyans in the UK. It feels more like, the UK feels like more like Nairobi than Nairobi feels like Nairobi. Sometimes it's weird, like what a lot of us here, especially in a couple cities. It's crazy how that's happened, but I think because we're away from home, we all tend to like bond together. But personally, my closest friends in my city aren't from Kenya, but obviously there's still a strong Kenyan community that I love in my city as well. Someone said gaining somewhat of a competitive advantage in the workplace. Again, it's the same story. I think it does. Whether or not it should, I don't know, but it's a big reason why we're here. Another assumption is life is better abroad. This is a hard one for me because there are things that are better here. Yes, the efficiency, the quickness, the service, it's just, you know what you're gonna get. Things work, things move. But in terms of quality of life, I prefer Kenya. I think life is better back home, honestly, because here, I'll talk about England. For me, it's like a very cold place, and I don't mean in terms of the weather. I mean everyone keeps to themselves. It's a very like isolated place where it's just British culture. You can go a whole day without talking to someone, interacting with someone. There's not that warmth that back home has. The warmth of the people, the relaxed vibes, that just, I don't know, there's something about a home. It's just the vibes, you know, the vibes. Like home has vibes. And also for us who want to come back home, I think it will be easier for me to get a job. So in that sense, being back home would be better. Whereas here, as soon as I finish my degree, they're trying to kick me out. They're like, get out of the country, get out, unless I find a job really quickly. So there's also that feeling of like, Kenyans don't realize how hard life is abroad. Like that's the main point that I'm trying to make. Even getting a job as an immigrant is ridiculous. I wish I could articulate this better. I have a better way to articulate it. Today just isn't the day. Another assumption is you have to be very, very smart to study abroad. I feel like there are a range of universities that accept a range of grades, to be honest. So no, not really. But if you want to get into the best universities, you have to work hard, yeah. Okay, so the last assumption I'll read from a Kenyan at home about me. You're a spoiled rich girl who isn't really that smart. Wait, what? Like, okay, let's talk. Let's talk. I don't know what you've been seeing on my Instagram that would make you assume that, but I'm not even gonna address it. I'm not even gonna go there because, do you know what? Kenyans can be so petty for no reason. Let's move on because my channel is about positivity. Kenyans! Okay, now I'll read all of the ones that people here say they've gotten from Kenyans at home. Someone said they've suddenly become the rich friend. That's so crazy. That's so crazy because the same person you were in Nairobi was the same person you are here. So now you're the one, now they're looking at you like, oh, can you pay for my, oh no, yeah, you got it, yeah, you got it. Ugh, that's so stupid. I say people said their accent has changed even though they've always spoken like that. I mean, that's something I get a lot, but to be fair, my accent like does go between British and Kenyan because I've been here for quite a while. Someone said the friends said they ignored them when they moved to a country and they were trying to settle and they changed their phone number. But isn't that normal? When you go to a country, you get a new number. Like, I genuinely think that there's some form of resentment held. Am I gonna get shit for this video? I'm probably gonna get a lot of shit for this video from Kenyans at home, and I don't want to focus on this divide because at the end of the day we're all the same. we're literally all the same. Like, we're still Kenyans at the end of the day. Do we all have this wristband? Yeah, okay, great. Like, how are your friends gonna switch up on you just because you moved countries? Someone else said the same thing, that you abandoned all your friends for your new European friends. Am I not meant to make new friends? I'm supposed to stay lonely here and cry and call you every day, be like, I miss you. Do you know, this is actually, I'm so happy I did this video because it's showing me a lot. What? Your friends are mad that you have new friends? Those weren't your friends in the first place, hon. Someone said this as a direct quote. It was in quotations. This was told to them by their cousin. Is it really necessary or worth it? You realize you will still end up 6 feet under. Ooh, the resentment. Ooh, the pettiness, the saltiness. Oh, you really hate to see it. You guys don't want to see your fellow peers win. You don't want to see your fellow Kenyans win. Okay, this is a cousin. Another assumption people abroad have gotten is you're made of money and have never struggled a day in your life. How do you know? How do you know? How do you know? Next, we have it easy. School, work, finances, etc. We should be thriving effortlessly. Okay, I'll say this again. We are privileged to be in another country. I will always accept that privilege. But to say that it's effortless? Effortless? Oh my god. You have no idea what anyone has done to put us here. Effortless? Someone said that Kenyans assume that they don't speak Swahili. Get that one a lot. Most of us are stuck up. Not true. There are the stuck up ones, but not most of us. Someone said that when I leave my country, I'll forget my culture and language. I feel like if anything, it makes it stronger, because when you're away from it, that's when you really like appreciate it. My first year here, my Swahili actually got better. My first year in university, not my first year in England. My first 3 years in England, I was in a very white area with no Kenyans, so my Swahili, it went, because I was never speaking it. When I came to Birmingham and I was hanging around people who speak a lot of Swahili, thank God, it actually got better. So someone said that they're asked a lot about how much we get as pocket money because we seem to spend a lot and we go out a lot and stuff. It depends on the parents, you know. It depends on how much your parents are able to give you or want to give you. It would seem on like social media and stuff that we go out a lot and we spend a lot, but you're only getting highlights. You're only getting snippets of our lives. You're not seeing us during the week, like go to class or people at their jobs. You're not seeing that. You're only seeing like the few times we're out and we're, hey, bottles. You know, it's not every day. An assumption someone gets from a Kenyan back home is you don't do anything but drink. But you in Kenya are also drink. But you also drink. Oh, this is sad. People treat you like you're not a real Kenyan, whatever that means. Yeah, what is a real Kenyan? Can we actually get into that? Tell me what a real Kenyan looks like. Because as far as I'm concerned, if I have Kenyan blood in me, I'm Kenyan. If you acknowledge where you're from and you're proud of where you're from, you are a Kenyan. This nonsense of, oh, you're not a real Kenyan if you don't do this, you don't do that. So I'm less of a Kenyan because I'm in the UK right now. Nah. Sorry, don't accept that. Don't accept it, okay? And it's not just Kenyans as well. Someone said in my case, for example, people always think I'm less Nigerian. If you go back to the village, oh my god, people look at you like you're an alien. It's really sad that once you leave, you now become an alien in your own country. You come back expecting to be smothered in warmth and like, yes, you're home, welcomed. But then you're met with, you're not one of us now. You're less Nigerian, you're less Kenyan, you're less this, you're less that. Go back. No. All because of some resentment that's held. I find that so interesting and so sad at the same time. We don't love our country any less because we left. In fact, leaving makes us love it more. We have a stronger sense of identity because we left. And I really hope that this video will help people understand that. We don't have some superiority complex. We do not think we're better than those at home. If there's some people that do that, screw them. They have their own issues. But for the majority of us, I know, we love our country, we love our people, and it's really sad to have our own people turn their backs on us. Okay, I'm just gonna wrap up. Someone said they've been told by a Kenyan back home that their successes should not receive as much praise because you're privileged. I think success should always be praised. It's impressive that people do with what they have and turn it into something greater. Okay, say someone is in a privileged position, right? And they have all the money in the world. They can just sit there, lie there in their privilege and not do anything with it and waste what they have. Whereas it's someone who also has the same privilege but chooses to work even harder and use that to bring about more success. That should also be praised. But that's interesting to think about. So should that person with privilege that turned their privilege into more success be praised less than someone that came from nothing and then built up their success? Should either be praised more or less? I don't have the answer to that. Like, guys, please let me know down in the comments. That's something to like really think about. So let me know. That's actually a very interesting concept about whether or not someone who has built themselves from the ground up should receive way more praise than someone who has maybe started halfway more than them. Discuss in the comments, guys. And the last one, someone received comments like, the Kenyan education system isn't good enough for you. Maybe you want something different. Some might find the education system in Kenya very limiting, so they work to go abroad. And like I said earlier, personally, I think there are more opportunities abroad when you come back home. But you know, it's each to their own. Who am I to say what's better and what's not as good, you know? So guys, I'll leave it there. This is my first very opinionated video. I'm kind of nervous to put it up. Yeah, touched on a lot. It's just a lot of comments that those of us here get, and maybe I've answered questions for people back home that are curious about what life is like here, what's the reality. Yeah, let's all just remember to be kind to each other and all remember that we're one people. Literally, it doesn't matter abroad, at home, we're all Kenyan. We should all be treated with love and kindness and respect. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please subscribe, leave a like, it helps out a lot. Comment, interact. Yeah, thank you so much for watching. Hope I didn't shake the tables too much, but I said what I said and I meant what I said. Period. Bye guys. Next video I'm gonna be doing TikToks. Hey guys, welcome to my TikTok.